Welcome to the Scene Construction tutorial series for Torque 3D. This is the 5th tutorial in this series called Sound Effects. In this tutorial, I'll walk through adding several sound effects to the Desert Oasis scene, so let's get started. First, I want to organize my new sounds, so I'm going to add a new folder to store them in. Under the Library tab, I'll access System and add a sim group and call this Sounds. Back in the Scene tab, I'll Alt-left click on the Sounds folder to make it active. I'm going to go up to the Environment folder and add a new sound emitter. I'll call this Campfire 1. And then I'm going to zoom in over my campfire object and make sure that my drop location is set to at camera. Hit Ctrl D to drop my emitter over the campfire. Now I can assign a track. We'll assign the fire and click Open. And I'm going to go down and assign it to a channel. We'll assign it to the Effects channel. Now if a player goes into the Game Options under the Audio tab, if they adjust the effects volume, then the strength of the campfire will be affected. Next, I'm going to increase the pitch, which will speed up the playback of the fire. And I'm going to decrease the max distance that you'll be able to hear this sound play. So if we zoom out, then it goes off. If we zoom back inside the red area, then we'll be able to hear the campfire again. The closer we get to the source, the louder the sound will be. Now let's go ahead and add some chimney smoke to our chimneys. We'll call this Chimney Smoke 1. And we'll go down and navigate to our sound in the Art Sound folder, and we'll apply a steam sound, which is a little obnoxious for our chimneys. So what I'm going to do is first I'll assign it to the Effects channel, and then I'm going to decrease the pitch to slow the playback way down. And then I'll decrease the max distance that you can hear the sound effect play. And I can go ahead and copy and paste this emitter throughout the scene over my other chimneys. We'll decrease the volume here a bit. And then I'll zoom over to the side, make sure we have it placed exactly where we want it. Now I can either use the gizmo tool to place it over the chimney. Actually, what I'm going to do, since I know exactly where I want to place it, I'm going to adjust its position. There we go. Now I have it exactly where I want it. Next, I'm going to add some water noise to the Oasis area. So back on the Library tab, we'll add a new sound emitter and call this Oasis. And assign a sound. I'm going to use the Lakeshore sound here. Next, I will assign it to the Effects channel. And I'm going to adjust the fade in and fade out time as you enter in the area where the sound effect plays. And I will adjust the reference distance, the distance at which it retains its base volume, and bring in the max distance a bit, and decrease the volume outside the outer cone. Here we can see the area that the emitter affects, and I'm just going to adjust its position slightly here. Now I'm going to add some wind to the mission, so go ahead and add a new emitter, call it Wind. And this time we're going to use a track which was already set up for commonly used sounds. This is very convenient. And then I'm going to assign it to the Master channel this time. And decrease the volume. Finally, I will turn off Is 3D. This is a non-positional sound which we want to be able to hear no matter where we are located inside of the mission. Now if I run around a little bit in the water, I can listen to the sound effect that plays here. I want to go ahead and change that So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to the Art Data Blocks folder and open up the player file and go down to where the water is assigned, the water sound, and then I'll just change that to another sound that's available in the sounds folder and save my changes. Then go back to Torque 3D. And now that we have all of our sounds set up in the mission, I'm going to drop the player down into the scene and take a quick run around. As we approach the water, we can hear that come in. You can also hear the wind blowing around us. And as we approach this building here, we can listen for the water to fade out and the fire to come in. In this tutorial, I added sound effects to the scene. In the next tutorial, I'll add characters and animation. See you next time!